Thank y'all. Everybody who came out, I appreciate every face, every race, everybody who came out to stand there. We here for solidarity for Minnesota, right? For Minneapolis, right? Justice for George. That's why we're here, right? Now, before I got here, they announced that they arrested one of the officers. But we've seen arrests before. I was in Baltimore during Freddie Gray. They arrested all of those officers. How many of them got convicted? Right. So they got work to do, right? We got work to do, right? And so that's why we're here. Accountability. We cannot be comfortable with what they give us. We need our justice, and we need it in full. He needs his justice, and he needs it in full. We all saw a man die that did not have to, and it was another along a long line of hashtags that we had to see over these past 10, 20 plus years, however long social media has brought it to our eyes, right? So today, I want everybody, the first thing we're going to do, since we're here for Minnesota, since we're here for George, we're going to put an L in the air for one love, and we're going to give that man a respect moment of silence. You can pray, you can do whatever you want to do, but we need a moment of silence and solidarity.
So I'm old enough to remember the 60 riots. I'm old enough to remember the incident that happened in Sherman Park. I'm old enough to remember all the names and all the lives that have been taken over the years and all the demands for justice that followed. I'm old enough to have gone through this, but what are we going to do when the cameras are gone? When the lights are gone? When brother is buried? When Mr. Alciano is buried? When that brother that killed him goes to jail? What are we going to do then to ensure that the next person doesn't end up in the same predicament? Who remembers the collaborative review? Who remembers that the Department of Justice came in here and reviewed the Milwaukee Police Department? 4 years we've been working on that. We need y'all to show up in those spaces, in those places, and raise your voice of concern to ensure that accountability is placed in MPD. That's when we need to hear Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. Stop the brutality. Increase the accountability. That's when we need you to show up in these spaces. Today is one ask. Stay peaceful. Don't let this turn into a riot. This is respect for people that have passed in the hands of police brutality. Keep focused on that. Maintain that message. And then the second ask is, what are you going to do when the cameras are gone? When the excitement has died down? When summertime comes around? The Department of Justice, we're asking the Fire and Police Commission to create a community policing theory for the Milwaukee Police Department, which just says, treat everybody the same. That's not too much to ask. But when it's codified and it impacts their pocket, then they'll act right. So, as y'all were saying, no one is above the law. Right? Peace and love. Peace and love.
Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love. I'm the president of all of us in Wisconsin, Minister Khalil Coleman, and I wanted to highlight some real critical issues that a lot of us don't know as a community. In 1986, there was a case called Garner versus Tennessee versus Garner, and in that case, it dealt with the de-escalation tactics of police and how they administer excessive force. All right? In 1989, on a whole different kind of a dissent, the Supreme Court of the United States of America ruled under the Rehnquist standard, the reasonable objective standard. And what that standard is that if the the officer is saying that he feels threatened, and in his mind, he got to make a split-second decision, it's okay for him to pull a gun and shoot somebody just because he feels threatened. Now, in his mind, we can't see what's in his mind, but the U.S. Supreme Court said that that's okay. And even if you got a camera videotaping the injustice or a slaughter of our people, the U.S. Supreme Court is saying that that's okay, because you can't challenge what's in the eyes or in the mind of an officer when he got to make split-second decisions. But unfortunately, they are policing our communities more than they're policing any other community. So when the U.S. Supreme Court is saying that it's okay for an officer to make a split-second decision to gun down somebody because he fears a black life, they saying that that's okay, and we saying no more. We saying today that in this country of so-called United States of America, we want unity and we want clarity when it comes to our rights as citizens. We're saying that the U.S. Supreme Court got to overrule itself and make sure that it re-implement its de-escalation tactics. We need to make sure that because you're going to police our communities, that you're not going to fear our people. And that when you fear our people, you don't want to kill our people. We need to make sure that we challenge the law as it stands in this country. The U.S. Supreme Court is allowing this to happen. That's why you see all of these officers gunning us down the streets every 28 hours. There's an officer involved death in its own so-called African American people in this country. But you only hear about a few. And right now I can't breathe because my brother couldn't breathe with that foot on his neck. And I'm saying this here. Ain't gonna be no peace without peace. Exactly. Because at the end of the day, we're always the ones that get the short end of the stick. They want us to be peaceful. They want us to be non-violent, but they continuing to execute violence against us. At what point do we say enough? No more. At what point do we say that this is got to stop? It can't take another life like George Floyd. We can't afford to lose another George Floyd. We can't afford to lose another Trayvon Martin or Seville. We can't afford to move. We can't afford to allow these people to continue to allow racist systemic regimes to come into our communities, gun us down, kill us, and there's no consequence to that action. Now, I'm not promoting violence. I'm not promoting violence today. I love people and I love peace. But what I am saying is this. If you want to see us continue to thrive as a people, you got to treat us like a people. If you want us to behave like we're civil, then you got to treat us like we're civil human beings. If you want us to observe the rights of other people, then you got to observe our rights. It ain't gonna be no left side. All of us, all of us, all of us.
I've been in that position. I've been in that position several times, and you cannot breathe when somebody cutting off your windpipe. But when I was in that position being held down, they held my head down too. They held my head down to the ground while they knees on me and somebody else. Other officers held me down too. But what I want to say is that police are the people that we see that's executing the state violence. But it's somebody else behind state violence. It's the legislators who passed the law that's behind the state violence. Because the police don't execute no law that they're not going to be supported by. They don't execute, so I think we're being misdirected. You know what I'm saying? The police was started as being slave catchers. You know what I'm saying? So we've been running from them ever since they've been in existence. Because y'all know who the slave was. And then under black codes, and then under Jim Crow, and then, you know, the revolutions of the 60s, we all
always see the police, but nobody goes after the legislators who passed the law. So this brother right here, the thing is, when they stand up, I'm talking about we don't got no money, so we gotta have a vote to support them. You know what I'm saying? They got all type of groups that saying money, put legislation, and it, you know, it's pay to play, you know, trade offs and all that type of stuff. So if a legislator get up, let's support them. And where's Lena Taylor? Where's all the rest of them when they wanted on a vote? Where they at? But I ain't never seen this brother, but he stood up for this one. I'm saying, where the lieutenant governor at? Where all of them at? Right. So we need to start following those bills. We need to get that type of change in here. And that's all I got to say. I can't breathe. All the
I need everybody under the sound of my voice to just hold your hands up. Every day, we losing people. Every day, we are undermined and undercut as a people because we are the people that we are, because we were born the shape that we were born. We are being mistreated because people consider us a portion of a person, but we are not parts of a people. We are whole people. We have feelings, we have needs, we have communities, we have families, we have love in our hearts. Every day, I'm looked at as a threat because the complexion of my skin. Let's get this correct. It's a complexion, not a color. I am a person. I am a human being. I was born into this world. I have a mother. I have a father. I have a family that loves me. I have a family that supports me. There is no way on God's green earth that our people should continuously be mistreated for being born. Yes. What hurts me the most is that this has been being done to our people for centuries, tearing down our communities, burning down our communities, hanging our peoples from trees, killing our people, putting our people in graves. But then when our people fight fire with fire, then we're wrong. We're wrong. But let me tell y'all why we are wrong. Because we have a voice. And in the midst of all this pain, and in the midst of all this hurt, and in the midst of all this anger, and in the midst of all this agony, we taking it out on our own communities when our voices need to be heard. People need to know that we are human beings. We are not 3/5 of a person like they consider us. We are 4 or 5/5 of a people, and we need to be respected the same way we respect other people. Anytime I express myself, my emotions, my anger, it's looked at as an attack on someone else. But any day, somebody can come and mistreat me, put their knee in my back, 2, 3, 4, 5 people when it's not needed. I can tell you I can't breathe and ask you to move, and I will be resisting arrest.
That's right.
My brother standing right here is going to always be looked at as a threat because of his shape, because of his complexion, and because of his size.
my sin ain't my sin.
I know one people.
Ain't my sin.
Not only is your skin not your sin, but you should not be blamed for something that you did not do.
Because we are the chosen. That's why we are the threat.
And you're going to continue to be a threat, sister. But it's up to you how you choose to stand up and how you choose to fight this battle. Because we don't have to give people all that power over us. It's up to you.
666 means 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. What you made of, my sister? Right, you got to represent that. You got to represent.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. Talk to us, I'm $25 million walking black.
I just want to say, I love my people. I am my people. That could have been me. That was me. Because that was my brother. And I am a reflection of my brother. So anytime
I give you greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum. I am Sister Mahati Bey, Vice President of All of Us Are None, and I'm here to stand before you for our brother, for our sister, for all of us who are down and always getting kicked in the head.
Yes, sir.
Retire. Okay, I give honor to all the speakers before me, and I give honor to all of you who know that our conditions can be better. I give honors to all of us who want to change our neighborhoods and our nation. How do we do that? We do that by the power of our voice, by the power of the pen, by the power of legislature, changing the laws. We have to change the laws. We can't just, okay, yeah, we protested, yeah, we standing up here, that's cool. That's cool, but next week, the law gonna still be the same. We must get that pen. We must make them accountable. We must talk with the mayor, the governor, those officials who are in office. Why we put them there if they're not gonna do nothing? We need our people in office. Yeah, to work in our best interest. That's all I'm saying. We gotta have respect. Look, let me tell you something. I don't like disrespect. You understand me? When I go to the grocery store and the clerk disrespect me, I'm not spending my money. I'm not spending my dollars. Do I have to hit them? No. I walk out with grace. You're not getting my money. You understand? I'm not paying with you. I'm not buying with you. I'm sorry, I gotta write stuff down because I'm long-winded and I'll get off the head. Okay. This includes the power of our vote, the power of our dollar, and the power of the pen, changing outdated laws which do not serve our people, but manage to cage them in these prisons. We tired. We tired right now. But in our tiredness, we gotta still stand up, and we for peace and not destruction. We are not gonna destroy our community. We are not going to be silent either. That's right. Because silence means you agree with it. I don't agree with anything that has happened in this past week, this past 2 weeks. You know what I mean? But you get justice by the law. You get justice by the pen. That's how you get justice. The pen is now in your hand. Put that pen in your hand. The power is in your vote.
You gotta be ready.
And hold legislators, hold officials accountable. They're not accountable right now. They say, oh yeah, they're gonna put us in office, and they got their legs sitting up. Looking at us, we out here in the sun. We the people. Okay? The people are the government. The people are the ones who put all the laws into place. And I'm gonna sit down and get a mic to somebody else because I'm gonna get all riled up and I'm gonna rile y'all up. Then y'all might want to fight something.
I want to say this. I'm here representing All of Us Are None, Justice USA Expo, and I'm also here representing the Stop the Violence movement that my uncle started today. I'm a returning citizen, a concerned returning citizen, and I've been dealing with this system for quite some time. As y'all can see, I'm here with a bracelet on, so I don't have permission to be here, you know. So if I disappear, y'all know why I disappeared, because I went against the grain to be here to show my support with all you here. So just know that I'm risking my freedom to be here, and I don't fear incarceration. I don't fear death. I only fear the Most High. And this. What has happened, and what continues to happen, it's gonna stop. It's gonna stop. And over my dead bodies, it's gonna continue. My name is Vente Perro, and I'm here representing All of Us Are None, and I'm here.
All right, y'all. I'm coming to y'all as a black man, 33 years old, that grew up right on 25th, Hour Concordia. America, is it real enough yet? Do you believe? We watch men, women, and even children die live for all to see at the hands of officers with wrong information, no-knock warrants to wrong addresses. Men, women, and children who die for selling single cigarettes.
broken tail lights, counterfeit $10 or $20 bills. Why are calls for accountability and justice not valid when they come from the lips of black and brown people in this nation? Why are our rights not as observable, enforceable, or tolerable as our white counterparts? On this day, May 29, 2020, we can say that our votes matter, our dollars matter, but our lives still don't. Our elected officials need to take note for what is occurring in Minneapolis, Minnesota. How can we all agree that what we saw was undefendable and deplorable, but not sure a crime was committed? How many times do we have to say and see that we cannot breathe? Derek Williams, Eric Garner, and now George Floyd.
Come on now.
All had their God-given human right to oxygen cut by men and women who are looked at to be breaths of fresh air and heroes that save lives rather than take them. We need our citizens of this nation to stand up, to rise up, and for everyone else to join us in ending this fixable issue. That means law enforcement, that means elected officials on all levels, that means district attorneys, that means Supreme Courts. We cannot accept that we must stand by helpless as bystanders and watch the unnecessary death of a fellow man, woman, or child occur on the streets of insert city or state here. We cannot accept that officers will not intervene in these instances when one of their own goes too far, but sides with the badge and uniform rather than the citizens they swear to protect and serve. We cannot accept DAs who won't prosecute their professional friends and colleagues when wrongdoing is clear. Are our rights real? Is the Constitution real? Are we all covered or not? Before you cast any vote or ballot, before you spend another dollar with a corporation that has allowed, participated in, or contributed to our deaths and our mass incarceration, demand that a plan be enacted to cease violence and violations against us. With every death, a piece of our sanity and soul leaves and dies. Every new hashtag creates scars on our eyes and hearts.
That's right.
Crime against our fellow citizens is not validation or excuse for crimes done to us by people held to higher standards. Professionalism, human decency, and humility are not options. If you fear, hate, look down on, or despise the people or the community, do not pick up the badge and gun. It is time. It's time we rid these departments of murderers, rapists, corruption, and racism.
That's right.
It is time for good cops to oust the bad ones. No one is above the law or being held accountable. Our president should vow to help end white supremacy and oppression in this nation the same way he vows that the shooting starts when the looting starts.
That's right.
So after these men and women have spoken today, be prepared to hear these next steps and a call to action.
That's right. Come on now.
A man once said, "Give me liberty or give me death." We haven't had much liberty, but we sure have had a lot of deaths. So although none of us wish for riots, you get them when people are tired of dying with no liberation in sight.
That's right. That's right.
The deaths in this city and this state alone have been far too many. Corey Stingley, Dontre Hamilton, Jay Anderson, Jr., Jermaine Claybrooks, Antoine Springer, too many more to name them all. The death of Joel Acevedo, also choked to death by an off-duty officer after a house party during a pandemic, has still not been resolved. This officer sits at home, free on bond, where a protest is scheduled for later today.
Shouldn't be.
Our chief of police, who vowed to oust and reprimand officers who are in the wrong, has refused to fire him. Great way to earn the trust of this community, Chief. A local notable black man, Caesar Stinson, was killed when a sheriff's deputy plowed through a traffic light in the early morning hours and into his unsuspecting vehicle, killing him. It took almost 7 months for Joel Stracher to be charged with homicide by negligent operation of a vehicle, with finding he was drunk behind the wheel while on duty. These are just a few recent incidents here locally that I can name. So we insist that they charge these officers, convict these officers. That's it, that's all.
That's right.
Your feet shall come off of our necks, figuratively and literally.
We can't breathe.
Now, as I said, they said that one of the officers was arrested in Minneapolis, but that is not enough. We are not content. It is not done. Riots are the language of the unheard, and the rest of the world hears them loud and clear. I hope all cities and states take heed and know what not to do in these instances. The world is watching. End police violence and violations right now. We need new laws and policies right now.
Right now.
So with that being said, Brother Khalil,
All of us! All of us! All of us!
All I know is I can't breathe. Can you breathe?
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe. Can you breathe? I can't breathe. Can you breathe? I can't breathe. Can you breathe? I think we need to take it to the street. I think the reason why we all here is because we need to see some change.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
But we need to be the change, right? I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I just left Minnesota. Just came in at 3 o'clock in the morning from Minnesota. It's going down.
I can't breathe.
You want to know why? Because George Floyd wasn't the only one who couldn't breathe.
That's right. That's right.
We all can't breathe.
Can't breathe.
You ain't got to have a police standing on your neck to not be able to breathe.
That's right. That's right.
You can't breathe because of the condition that you're in
That's
right
right.
now.
That's right.
I can't breathe